Greetings, family. I would like to thank you for joining us today. We are going to be sharing today from the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, where Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." There are two things about this scripture that I want to share with you today. And the first of the two is the way of help, and secondly, the availability of help. So Jesus here in Matthew 11 is inviting those who are burdened to come to him. He is not saying, "I am going to help those who need help." He says, only after they would have come to me will I give them rest. He acknowledges that there are people who are burdened. He acknowledges there are people who are weary. Yet he says, "Come unto me." There is an important lesson there that we must learn, especially in conducting matters to do with offering assistance. You cannot pour into someone's life if they are not willing to receive. You should offer help, but you should not impose the help on people. Jesus, as God as he is, the all-merciful one, he says, "I can help you, but I need you to come to me if you want the help." He knows that this person is heavy burdened, but somehow Jesus is expecting the person who is burdened to still have the ability to walk to him for help. He is expecting the person who is weary, who has run out of strength, to still have the ability to come to him. He does not go to the person, but he says the person should come. So as you help people, you must understand the way of help. Otherwise, you will burn out trying to help people who haven't acknowledged their own need for change. I used to be frustrated in my early days as a pastor because I would burn myself out offering help and imposing help until God taught me this secret. And I'll tell you this, it's something that took me years to finally understand. But if you save a man from the danger he never saw, don't expect gratitude for sparing him the pain he never felt. So you must realize that if you are to help people, yes, your help has got to be available, but you must render it only to those who have requested for it, who have come looking for it. Don't walk around holding the help, but let them ask you for the help. Even Matthew 7 on verse 7, Jesus says, "Ask and it will be given." Not only that, the book of James chapter 2 says, "If you do not have wisdom, right, ask." And 4 verse 2 then says, "You do not have because you do not ask God." So those who do not have, in as much as we can help them, we should help them after they have asked for the help. God is a respecter of free will. And if you are going to be helping people according to the style and pattern of Jesus, you must also respect free will. Because it is not everybody who is suffering who needs your help. If someone truly needs help, they must then have the courage, or at least the wisdom, to ask for it. Overextending yourself for someone unwilling to seek help, it will lead you into frustration. It will lead you into unnecessary strain. Because people will not value what they receive if they did not recognize their need for it in the first place. You'd find even when Jesus met that paralyzed man, he had to ask him. Remember, this man was at the pool of Bethesda. This is a pool where people go when they need help. But Jesus, as he gets there, he sees this paralyzed man. Instead of just healing him, he asks the man and he says, "Do you want to get well?" Until the man had made up his mind that he wants to be well, Jesus still reserved his power. So what that says is, we are not going to help until he says, "I need help." But it must also make you realize that God is just waiting for you to make a phone call to say, "I need your help." In as much as he is all-knowing and all-seeing, you need to ask for the help. So I don't know what it is that you are going through, and you are just waiting in silence, hoping that God will come through for you. It shouldn't be hope, but it has to be a vocalized request, a vocalized desire. You must then ask. Only when you ask will it be given. Only when you knock will it be open. Only when you seek will you find. Jesus meets the blind beggar in Luke 18:41, and he says, "What do you want me to do for you?" So there are many things that God can do for us, but we have not asked of him to do the things we need. We have this reluctancy that if God is God, he has to see me, and he will see me. Once he sees me, he will do it for me without even asking. There are ways of asking for help, of course, that we'll talk about some other day. But today I am teaching you how to provoke the help of heaven. And I'm also teaching you how to apply help into other people's lives. Because you don't want to end up being frustrated by giving unsolicited help. You don't want to end up being frustrated by helping people who did not realize their need for your help. And now you also realize there is one person in the Bible by the name Martha who became frustrated while serving. Remember, Martha was the sister of Lazarus, and she also had her sister Mary. And when Jesus arrives, Martha was running around trying to do everything, whilst Mary was just sitting at the feet of Jesus. And when she goes to Jesus, Martha is frustrated. She's reporting Mary to Jesus that Mary is not doing anything at all. And Jesus simply highlighted Mary's choice to focus on him. And he seems to be applauding Mary, who is doing nothing but to focus on Jesus, than Martha, who is running around trying to do a number of things. What is the lesson there? You must focus on what is needed, not what you assume to be necessary. Otherwise, you are going to end up frustrated. And lastly, you should also allow people to take a responsibility of their needs. It's not every need that you should help a person out of, because sometimes helping people is denying them an opportunity to grow. Remember, the Bible then says in Galatians 6 verse 5, each one should carry their own load. While we may be called to bear one another's burdens, there has to be a balance. Some things are meant for individuals to carry themselves. Look even at the prodigal son in the book of Luke chapter number 15. The father knew that the decision of his son was bound to fail, but he did not chase his son. He had to wait for the son to come back. He had to wait for the son to realize his need for the father. When you help prematurely or excessively, you can rob someone of their growth process. So you must balance your help with wisdom. As we come to the conclusion of this session, there are just 3 things that I want you to walk away with. The first one is be ready to help, but wait for the call. Secondly, respect others' need to ask or seek. And lastly, avoid frustration by discerning when help is truly needed. Remember, Jesus says, "Come unto me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I'll give you rest." If you are weary, if you are burdened, if you are going through a lot, Jesus is calling you right now. He is saying, "Come unto me." Call out to Jesus, because help is available for you. Rest is available for you. May the good Lord bless you richly, and may He increase you in a mighty way. Shalom.